Yeah, uh, beautiful people. I give you greetings today also. I must reiterate my gratitude to you for the support, for the viewership on YouTube, and for the following on the social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. As we already know, L.A.M Wisdom, an inspirational speaker, open to all youth conferences and all other forums. I look forward to the greatness of every individual on this planet. I am here today once again to learn with you something new about our destinies. I believe that everybody has got a destiny, and that one way or the other, it can either be fulfilled or not accomplished. Whichever way, everybody has got destinies. My attention has been caught on something that is so fascinating, and that is our own shadows. Figuratively, I would like to use shadow as a representation of destiny, and that, as I said earlier, that every human being has got a destiny to fulfill. So as every human being has got a shadow. I've not seen any human being without a shadow. And this is where my attention was caught. That sometimes when you are walking in a space of a light, unknowingly or unintentionally, you kind of like look back, or something strikes you to look back, and then you see your own shadow, and it scares you. You get frightened at the instance of it. You look back and you see your shadow on the wall, on the surface or something, and then you kind of like, you're scared. You get panic, and you come back to yourself. Then I thought about this, that as every individual on this planet has got a shadow, and I don't know what it would have been with people without having shadows, but I have been scared by my own shadows a lot of times. I don't know about you, but I could guess I have been scared by my shadows a whole lot of times. So I started to read about this and to know what shadows are and what they really stand for. I got to understand that anytime you come into contact with light, anytime you stand in the way of light, because the human body is an opaque object, it blocks the rays of the light. And then when it blocks the ray of the light, it leaves your background, it leaves the behind of you dark. And when it leaves the behind of you dark, it is where your body, the reflection of your body, throws onto the surface of what you see on the ground, on the surface, on the wall. So that shadow we see is a reflection of us on the surface, of what we look like on the surface. But come to think about this, that sometimes you walk and you look on the wall and you see your head as huge as something. Sometimes you see your body, your hand as long as something. You see yourself as tall as something, sometimes as short as something. And then I ask myself, how could it be that if this is a reflection of me on that wall, on that surface, then it should be in my actual size, in my actual shape? So how then the differences? Ladies and gentlemen, and I got to realize that sometimes I'm creating a simile. So a metaphor. I'm using a metaphor as shadow as destiny. Metaphorically, I'm using shadow as our destiny. So we look at this, that everybody has got a destiny, so as everybody has got a shadow. And then when you face the world, when you face possibilities, when you face enlightenment, anything you face, you come into contact with it. And when you come into contact with it, there is a reflection of you on the wall. The reflection of you is your destiny. You can never do away with your destiny. You can never get rid of your destiny. For what you have been born and purposed to achieve, you can never do away with it. It will still remain with you to the grave. It is just that you either accomplish it, fulfill it, or you leave it as it is. But to say that you can put away your destiny, no. It will be with you to the grave. But we are looking at this, that sometimes when the reflection of you, which is your destiny, which is you, throws onto the wall, it scares you. When they tell you that you have been born to purpose, you have been born to fulfill, you have been born to accomplish, you have been born to achieve this, and this is how great you are, and this is how best you can be, sometimes it scares you, because you ask yourself, what is it that do I have? What is it that I am? What is it that I have got that I would think that I can make this possible, that I can achieve this destiny that I've been talked about with? How possible can it be? Because you are looking at yourself on the surface of the wall and it is scaring you, because you are looking so huge, you are looking so tall. Ladies and gentlemen, when you cast your mind on your destiny, when you are being told, or when you look at your career and how possible and how best it can be, and you look at the little resources that you have, or where you've been born from, or the place or the community or the country that you have been born into with less resources or no resources, it scares you. Let's be real, it scares me. Sometimes I would sit down, and when I reminisce over things, I feel like, no, this thing is impossible. This thing is impossible. I'm reflecting on my own destiny. I'm reflecting on my own shadow. And I'm looking at it on the wall, and I'm like, no, this cannot be, because it looks so huge. It looks so unattainable. Because realistically and logically and reasonably, every goal, every destiny, every aspiration must be smart. And one of the elements is that it must be attainable. It must be reasonable, and it must be time bound. You understand? So when I look at the attainability of it, and I look at the time frame of it, and I look at the reasonability of my destiny, I feel like, no, this can never be achieved. Even if I'm given 100 years, this cannot be achieved. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm here to tell you is that your own shadow can scare you. Your own destiny can scare you. And you can never do away with it. You need to accept it. Sometimes when you look on the wall and it flashes you and it gets you panic and it scares you, and you realize that it is your destiny, it is your shadow that you cannot do away with, what do? You move on, because your shadow will forever be with you. You can never separate yourself from your destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, it is so amazing and fascinating that we cannot do away with our shadows. It is the same way we can never do away with our destiny. It may look so big, it may look so huge, it may look so unattainable, it may look so unreasonable. And you look at the time frame, because everything surrounding you, the environment surrounding you, it looks so impossible to achieve. It looks so impossible to realize it. But I'm here to tell you that you can never do away with your destiny. It is that you accept it and you work towards it and you work to purpose it and you work to achieve it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am still your inspirational speaker, L.A.M Wisdom. And I inspire you this morning, I inspire you this afternoon, and I inspire you this evening that so as you can never separate yourself from your shadow, it's the same, you can never do away with your destiny. Embrace it, accept it, move up, move on with it, walk with it, run with it, fly with it, and we are going to achieve and fulfill our destinies. Thank you for having me in your homes and in your hearts and in your minds today. And I look forward to come your way same time, same night, same day, with beautiful and inspiring, thought-provoking pieces. And I also appreciate your time and your followership and your viewership on YouTube. Keep on supporting, and I'll come back with more. Thank you.